Nice to meet you, Max. Nice to meet you, Paxton. Nice to meet you, Holly.
Hi, Kristen. Nice to meet you, Paxton. Nice to meet you, Holly.
So I'm just going to read the rules. Each team has 20 minutes to present its case to the judges. I will show a board for 10, 5, last 2 minutes, and last 30 seconds of the presentation. During the last 10 seconds of the speech, I will indicate by means of my 2 hands the number of remaining seconds. A team not having ended its presentation after 20 minutes will be stopped to move on to the period of questions. A period of questions of a maximal duration of 5 minutes is assigned to the jury at the end of the presentation. I would like to remind each judge that it is mandatory to ask at least 1 question during this period, and I will invite the judges to introduce themselves.
Pascal, would you like to present?
Sorry. My name is Pascal Andreville. I'm the Director of Marketing for Super C.
Principal Director for Merchandising, Super C.
Good morning, I'm Geneviève Vish. I'm the VP of HR for Metro Inc.
Hi, I'm Polkowski. I'm VP of Merchandising for Metro Banner.
Hi, I'm Christina Bellevue, and I'm an account executive at Procter & Gamble.
Do you guys see this clearly, or should I just tell me when it's good? When you're ready.
When I was a kid, my parents used to always say, "Hey Matt, let's go out for some ice cream." And I'd say, "Of course I'm going out for ice cream." However, once I got to the ice cream store, I realized that it was the grocery store, and I wasn't really excited for that. However, the reason why I wasn't excited is because it took so long to go through the grocery store with my parents. But I never knew that the reason is because they were budgeting and looking for the best and healthiest options. Flash forward 10 years down the road now, where I am today, and I am shopping for the groceries. Now, there must be an easier way of doing this, I asked myself, with all the technology nowadays. Good morning, Board of Directors. My name is Matthew Brown, and I am from MPH Consulting with my colleagues Paxton and Holly. And today, we're here to put you on the road to a successful marketing campaign for Super C. To begin, we have an agenda today. We're going to go up through the challenge that you've laid out for us today, and all the way down to the financials where we can make you some money. The challenge today is 3 things. We have the main and a couple satellite issues. The main challenge is to attract customers and retain that loyal customers, specifically in the millennial age, such as us. And of course, satellite. The price sensitivity of the millennials is a problem, and the brand loyalty of these millennials, because they're always looking to switch and find the best prices. Therefore, our mandate today for you, Super C, is to analyze the current position of Super C and really define a competitive advantage and develop a strategic plan to meet these needs of us as millennials.
So to start things off, we're going to go into the analysis, first beginning with an industry analysis. So really taking a look at the industry in which you operate. So to start things off, it's an extremely competitive industry in which you operate. There are various segments that are broken down into the conventional discount, the one in which you operate yourself, and then there's the warehouse sector, the off sector, and you have this online thing that's always changing. Through research, you found that 75% of people see groceries as a budget that they can cut down. So that is good for you in the discount market here. Although 69% of consumers say that they've been to both conventional and discount stores within the past month, which has increased from that of 10 years ago, which is only at 51%. So more people are coming to both of these locations. As well, 50% of millennials eat outside at least once a week, outside of the home. So that's something to consider in this analysis. But what we really want to take away from this industry analysis here is that the industry shift is going towards discount stores. Now let's take a look at your competitors. So across the board here we have conventional, we have you at discount, we have warehouse, off-sector, and then these online grocery stores. So some factors that we took a look at here were convenience, financial value, attentiveness to customers, and these exclusive products that you may be offering. So when you look at convenience, it's not something that you're really excelling in, but when you see that as a weakness, we see it as an area in which you can improve and strike these new customers and millennials who want things at ease of use. When you look at financial value, you're doing excellent. Attentiveness to customers may not necessarily be a weakness, it's just what you do. You're not as attentive to your customers because you want to get them the deals. You want to cut the costs where you can. And when it comes to the exclusive products, you may not have everything out there, but again, not what you do here. So what we want to pull away from this competitor analysis is that these discount stores score well in financial value, but really there is area to improve when it comes to convenience.
And now looking at consumer analysis, specifically the millennials, we have student Sam, newly working Nellie, and experienced Ed. So all different ages. Student Sam would probably be around 8 to 25, whereas newly working Nellie might be 18 to maybe 28. And experienced Ed is looking at the older end of the millennials. He's been in the workforce for quite a while. Looking through all these potential options for a target market, we can see that newly working Nellie really values convenience and financial value since they just graduated school, they probably have loans, and are also very busy working that first job and wanting to make a good impression. And we can also see that price sensitivity decreases as they get older and more experienced in the workforce. So what we want to take away from this is that millennials like convenience and care about financial value, no matter what age. So taking all of this into account and looking at some of your competitors in all of the different sectors that we previously mentioned, we can see that Super C does extremely well on the financial value side, however is lacking in comparison to Amazon, online retailer, or Costco warehouse in convenience. Now doing an internal analysis, so Super C was acquired in 1987 by Metro. It has 97 locations now, averaging 43,000 square feet in all major urban areas in Quebec. It's seen by competitors as quality and value focused, which is really excellent. As well, it dominates offering best specials. So although Walmart and Maxi do have a better perceived rate of lowest price, you have the best perceived best specials. And finally, you're the first discount banner in Quebec to launch a mobile app. So what we want to take away from this is that Super C is in an excellent position for success in the future.
Now we want to take a look at a SWOT. So it's really an analysis tool that's going to look at your company internally as well as externally. So first starting off with your strengths and weaknesses, then touching on those eurekas and threats. If you're wondering what a eureka is, it's this big moment where you can all lead to the opportunities, which we're going to touch on in the end. So first starting off with the strengths. So you were the first in Quebec to launch this mobile app, so getting that first mover advantage is really something that we see that you're doing well here. Also, being known for value in a product. It's one thing to be known for selling a cheap product, but a valuable product is another thing. Although you're doing well, there are some areas in which you can improve with your weaknesses here. Is that consumers are not as faithful as before, so we want to see if there's a way to change that and adjust to the way that consumers are shopping and the trends in which environment in which you operate. As well as millennials have the lowest rates of visiting the food stores. So they may be going other places, as previously mentioned, they're not going to grocery stores, they're going out to eat. So looking for ways in which to change that. So now it comes to this great eureka moment of realization. So really 56% of millennials believe that tech makes people more efficient. So that will lead you to a great opportunity here today. And also that millennials are price sensitive and really like convenience. So those are two areas where you can hit them hard. And when it comes to threats, there is growing online competitors, so you really want to watch out for people if you're touching into this online market with technology and things like that, as well as the increased off-sector distributors. So now that we've done this analysis, we really want to lead into those opportunities here for you today. So that would be increased convenience as well as using technology to retrain and attract these millennials.
So now that we've done a thorough analysis and know that although you're seen as a super valuable brand, your convenience could improve, we present you with where simplicity meets value. So this would be targeting newly working Nelly, who very much values convenience and financial value, and is not as price sensitive as their counterparts June Sam. So demographic would be in Quebec, where Super C is located. Values would be, we'd really be hitting the financial value as well as the convenience. Habits of newly working Nelly are working, they probably go out with friends, as well as maybe the gym. All in all, they're just a very busy person. And finally, influencers of newly working Nelly include friends, coworkers, and social media. The value proposition of this campaign would be that Super C offers its customers the most value in a most convenient way. So before we mentioned that Super C was doing great on financial value, however needed to improve on convenience in order to really compete with online retailers as well as warehouses. And we believe that with this campaign, you'll easily shoot up to the top quadrant there of being the most convenient as well as the most financial value.
So now we want to take a look at the marketing mix, how we're going to put this strategic plan into action. So taking a look at your product, your placement, the promotion, the price. And so let's first start off with the product. So it's not just these discount groceries that you're really selling, it'll be these underlying services that you'll also be offering to your customers. So that being through a mobile app as well as pickup, which is a new idea for us today. So through this mobile app, your customers will be able to create a personalized profile. They'll be able to set things like their age, their hobbies, their allergies, foods that they're interested in, and just dishes that get them excited. It'll help with their meal planning, and if they want to do budgeting, there'll be price algorithms that will help them to do so. It'll be a rewards program also through this application that will help them generate points, and points that can be cashed in to redeem groceries and other things. As well as several notifications on their mobile devices, as well as notifications when they may log into their profile on a web browser, letting them know of certain coupons or certain sales, products that they may have recently purchased that may be on sale again, and things like that. Also, notifications when you're walking by a store to let them know, oh, hey, something that you've recently purchased is on sale, or, oh, a Super C is nearby. Do you want to stop in, grab something quick? So on top of this mobile app, we want to offer pickup. And the pickup is going to be tied to this online profile that we're going to be offering. It's going to be based on a subscription, but not a paid subscription. So it would be set up, let's say, on a weekly basis. Would be based on what you feel comfortable doing as a company, and also what the consumers really want in their groceries, whether they want to shop on a weekly basis or things like that. So let's say Monday, the order will be occurring, and they have to have their cart ready by the end of Tuesday, or else their credit card is automatically charged. So they'll have a default cart that will be sent out or be ready for them to pick up at the store by Tuesday if they do not change it. So they have up until Tuesday to change it, and then Wednesday morning it becomes an entirely new week, and they can prepare for the next week's. So we cancel, or we close the order on Tuesday, so it's ready to start to be prepared by those in the store on Wednesday morning. So there's the 2 days of preparation, and on Friday morning the order is ready to be picked up in store by the consumer. So when it comes to these online businesses, it's really about being able to purchase groceries through these websites with the app, really working on that convenience, and being able to compare and look at the prices for these various products. As opposed to comparing on shelves, you're able to compare it on your screen. And that's something that millennials and myself really enjoy and see as convenient. So you'll be on your app, and a millennial would choose a store. It could be done through a geolocation that's picked up if you have your location services turned on your phone. Also, we recommend that you use an inventory process to show if the item is even available. So let's say they have it in their cart, but you don't have it, so they wouldn't be charged for the item. Customers can choose their weekly menu. We could have some preset menus set out for them, or they can customize their own based on their taste, their allergies, as previously mentioned, and then they'll be able to pick it up at their nearest location or one nearby that they set as their preference. So when it comes to placement of this, it's going to be both click and mortar. Click with this online app and web browser application, as well as you're still going to have your physical stores in place. So when it comes to the price point of it all, you're not going to be changing the prices of any of your individual products, but really it's just going to be about increased discounts and rewards. So when it comes to these increased discounts and rewards, we're suggesting that maybe you have a happy hour around 3 p.m. Daily, because that's when the millennials like to shop most. It'll really get them into the store. And when it comes to private brands, like the two that you have in your store, we're saying that maybe they get more points on their profile when they purchase these store brands privately. And they would be targeted at specific profiles based on what you have previously purchased in the past. With the 3 P's down, there's one to go, and that is promotion. So we're focusing here on going digital, looking at videos, and having a brand launch week to kick off this great campaign, which my colleague Paxton's going to touch on here today.
So for the digital campaign, we'd be looking at primarily social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We know so you already have a Facebook account, and we think we can really increase this with a video that we're going to create, as well as looking at searches. So really looking at search engine optimization. So whenever someone in a Quebec region searches up groceries, Super C, pickup, order online, any of this, Super C would be the first one to pop up and would prompt them to create an account. As well, we'd have targeted ads on social media, so really looking at having those YouTube ads, having Instagram ads, Facebook ads, as well as pay-per-click ads while they're looking at other things on their computer. So the video, like I mentioned, would be on social media, primarily on your Facebook page, but also being shared on Instagram and YouTube. Key messages of this video would be that Super C always provides the best value possible, that Super C has a newly updated app, why not join? As well as Super C now allows you to buy your groceries at home. What could be easier than that? So picture this. There's 3 frames during the video. The first is a person on a train, uses your new app to buy some groceries, reaches out the window to go, and comes back and grabs the groceries. It's that easy. The second frame would be someone cooking. They're looking around, they realize they forgot something, they check the app, they'd order what's online, they're getting ready to go, and they turn around and everything is already prepared right on their counter. And the third one would be a person on the moon, using the app to place their order, and then all of a sudden the order flies up with no gravity, and they grab it and they have their food right there. We believe that this video shows that value of your brand, as well as shows the complete convenience that would be available while using the app. And it would end with Super C, your logo, and the slogan, where simplicity meets value. And finally, the launch week. So this would be when the app gets launched in the approximately 12-month range. It would be at all Super C locations across Quebec. We understand that you are a discount brand, but we believe that just having cashiers give a friendly smile and prompting customers with brochures to look at the app, perhaps make an online profile. It is free, after all. Having posters in the stores, inviting people in, attracting them with special deals, perhaps on your private brands as well. We believe that this launch week would really show your customers that you're dedicated to this app and would show them the benefit of using it in the future.
Now touch base on your implementations and of course the risks that come with these investments. We narrowed it down to phase 1, 2, and 3. Pretty simple. So we want to, phase 1, of course, 0 to 6 months is your short term. You're developing your app, you're preparing your promotional materials, etc. Phase 2, you want to launch your promotional materials, host that launch week as Paxton spoke about across Quebec, then launch the app updates that are needed to be fixing this app just in case things aren't going as smoothly as planned. And finally, phase 3, which is 12 to 24 months and plus, update the newsletter and tracking, see if we missed anything, perhaps millennial customers that we did not attract from the marketing strategy. Now look at the risks that will be incurred from this. Not all customers are online. There was one big thing laid out, is that the millennials account for a greater percentage by the population in 2020. That's only 2 years. So really, there's not too much of a big risk in this account because most of the millennials are actually online and very connected. Now the final one is perception of belonging to the discount segments. That shifts from a pickup service. So what we're going to think is we're going to use the promotional to keep promoting that you are still a discount retailer and not shifting to more of just a delivery/pickup service. And wrap up with the financials, we're looking at your costs. So this is your break even for year 1. Now, of course, as we wrote at the top, increasing ROI after years 2 and 3, going up around 10 percentage points every year. Because year 1, we know that in the grocery store business, there's not great margins. So we're looking at the ROI of 0% of year 1 as we expected. Sales of around $50 average per customer that's coming. We assume that we can attract 2,000 new consumers based off of simply this marketing campaign, which is definitely doable in the large area of Quebec. Of course, with your 97 stores, it is quite possible to attract this 2,000 customers. Now, continue on the marketing expenses. So this is where we're laying out all these costs and where we're getting this $260,000 from. Now we look at the update the website, promotional material, SEO. But the variable cost is where it comes in with hiring these new part-time workers and of course those reward points that you're offering with those special offers. Now in conclusion, to wrap everything up, recruit new millennials and retain those customers. How do we do that today? Well, we improve convenience with the pickup, improve a personalized app, improve awareness of private brands, and finally, provide an online business model for you. So together at MPH Consulting, we feel that with this pickup app and our great marketing strategy, that Super C can put itself on top of the discount retailers in the near future. Thank you.
So I have one question to start us off. You, in your assumptions, you're starting from the assumption that Super C is the least convenient of all the banners. Where does that come from?
Not the least convenient, just discount stores are not seen as convenient because you don't carry all the products as a conventional store or an off select store or a warehouse would. So that's why we think it's the least convenient, because people that would go to your store would also have to go to potentially other stores to get all of their products.
And in your proposed solution, where's the data mining? Because you're getting all this great data from your new customers. What do you do with that? I haven't seen much on that.
Right. So after you gain all of that knowledge off of the online profiles, I mean, there's endless possibilities. We believe, though, that with knowing their food habits, how much they like to order, you could really target them with specific discounts, primarily maybe on your private brands, and really using that to your advantage, creating those discounts on the biggest products with the biggest margins to create the most profit for you.
What would be the effect of this on the Metro banner, who is a sister banner for Metro Inc.?
So the effect on it, we're not really trying to become too similar to Metro, because we understand that Metro does have its own pickup style from experience. However, we're trying to separate from a discount store from Metro. They're completely different stores. So we feel like we're not going to poach any of the customers that are going from Metro, but perhaps take more of the discount store customers for Super C.
And how, and in the utilization of this app, what creates the loyalty in terms of this app versus, let's say, Walmart, who already has a pickup service in place in Canada and in Quebec?
So millennials, first of all, love personalization. So being able to personalize everything that you want to order is an amazing advantage, as well as being able to have a subscription, as well as the rewards program. So that's really where you can gain points if you shop at Super C, and those points will eventually lead into financial benefit for the consumer. And I know personally, and I think I can speak to my colleagues here, that gaining points, other than the gamification of it all, is really just a huge benefit in the long term, because you do save so much money and you do get those discounts.
You know that we have a business model that we use a flyer with good price for everybody. In your strategy, you move to a rewards program with specific price for a specific person. What is the effect of this strategy on our other customers? You know, we have customers that don't use technology.
Right.
And we have millennials, so.
Well, we don't propose that you stop sending the flyer, as well as the prices that millennials would be getting on the phone wouldn't be individual to them. It just might be that that discount on that item is individual because they purchased it in the past. So everyone would be getting the same discount on the app, and everyone would be getting the same discount on the flyer.
Okay.
So a lot of your ideas center around the app and making sure the app is aware, people are downloading the app. What have you thought about in terms of maybe the app doesn't go as well as you expected, that the marketing campaign to actually raise awareness behind the app is not working as well as you would have hoped? What are some other options that you maybe have brainstormed that could be something to drive more convenience with millennials?
We did consider a delivery service. However, the issue with that is that since the margins are so low on a grocery business, that we didn't think that paying someone to deliver, even if there was a fee attached with it, would really benefit the grocery business. So in saying that, the app is the way to go, we feel, for the millennials, and that's perhaps the best thing we can give you right now.
How do you create impulsive purchases through an application? Because in store we use floor displays to create impulsivity so that you buy things that were not necessarily on your original list. How do you create that in an application?
I think that definitely through the personalization of the app, you'd be able to also pair products. So like say that last week you bought razors. This week maybe shave cream would be on sale and you could go and purchase that with it.
The question period is up.
Good job.
Thanks. Thank you, Paxton.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.